of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Okay, so we are going to have the standing committee meeting, and then we are going to break for executive session, and then we're going to come back and have a special meeting. So if there's anyone here that needs to talk to the board after the standing meeting, I'm going to just ask you to hold back and get us after the special meeting. All right. So you have the roll, Allie? Okay, thank you. Okay, academics is Bryce.
Okay. Oh, we have the colonial already?
Here's Miss Bryce.
Okay. So, K-12 update.
Okay, so you have your update in the file, and I'm going to assume you'll have the same protocol where I'll just highlight a few things. Really, similarly to last year, there were a number of summer opportunities, some STEM programs, Summer Sizzle, our full-day K, pre-ready programs that all went very well. We had some teachers doing curriculum work over the summer, working on science and social studies in particular. Our CPEC teacher training were 4 or 5 days of pretty intense training across the K-12 scope. Kindergarten orientations went very well this year, and it was slightly different because they piggybacked them on the front end of their open houses, since we didn't have the half days like we have in the past few years, now that we're full day K. And our data team intervention teams are well underway. Our technology department and Elisa also gave you a little update there, which I think they're going to speak a little bit more about in their presentation this evening. Any questions, anything that I reported to you within my written documentation? Or anything
Tracy, do you have any idea how many of our kids were involved in summer educational opportunities at all? Is there some way we can find that out?
I can certainly find that out.
Might be interesting for the board to know just how many kids altogether had a chance to participate in something that kept them engaged.
I can find that out for you.
Rounded number.
Sure.
Actually, a related question. I know that we had the lunches. I was wondering if it was well participated in this time, or?
I don't know, Mrs. O'Neill, if you want to speak to that? My understanding is
it was, I think, pretty typical
compatible
to most years.
Okay.
I should have a final count on that as well, and we will provide that to the board.
Tracy, your teachers, when they review your curriculum guides and pacing and all that, is that based on your standardized test scores?
Yes. Yes. The two that we worked on, particularly this summer, which are still a work in progress, were because they were somewhat non-existent. They're pretty old, and so we needed to bring them up to, up to speed in terms of Pennsylvania standards within the science area, and also making sure that we had adequate teaching material supplies without adopting a new series. So it was kind of realigning the information and recognizing what resources we have already without
Very good,
purchasing.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, Ms. Manzo, iPad implementation.
And as Lisa comes to the podium, if I can just take a moment, and I just wanted to, I really wanted to commend all the members of the technology department this summer. We had obviously something brand new to us with rolling out a one-to-one at iPad initiative at the high school, and all of the planning that went into actually getting those iPads into the students' hands was, it was remarkable. And to see how many students came in over the summer and families came in, and the positive remarks that we received from them on just the ease to get the iPads. I really just want to make sure that we acknowledge them for everything they did this summer.
Okay, so all of you hopefully are on your iPad now. So if you didn't figure it out, and if it's locked you out now, it does lock after every few minutes just as a security measure. So again, it's a 1-, 2-, 3-. And what you're seeing up on the screen is my iPad, so you can kind of get an idea what it's going to be from the student aspect as well as the teacher aspect. So obviously as the teacher device here, and one of the great things that you can see, these are the variety of apps that are loaded on the student iPads. There is an app on yours and as mine called Self-Service. So there are a bunch of other additional apps that students might use. They might not utilize on a daily basis, but they're here for them to download as well. One of the great additions that we just have put on here is this classroom app. And if you look up on the screen, all of you are just named as a test number. If any of you wants to go on to something, I can see on test number 11 and test number 12, for instance, what is on your screen right now. So I can also do this, which is great.
Show us down, right?
Yeah.
You just locked
So
me
you
out.
just put it on your iPad now, you're all locked. So this is really a great management tool for teachers. I'm going to unlock you, and now the only bad thing is that since we're going to unlock you, you're going to
Lisa,
have
when they unlock, or when they lock and unlock, do you resume right where you were? Or do you have to
I can
sign in?
resume it, and I can also show you I can lock you into something. But now you're going to have to put your password back in again. So I won't lock you again because I realize, it can be a little annoying for those.
Well, I think about the students too, if they're somewhere and it's saved, for them to.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so if you just want to see it now, I can see someone's in Apple Classroom or Google Classroom, someone is in Safari right now. And you can do the view screen. So one of you is on Yahoo, I'm not sure if test number 8 is.
Not me.
But it's a great thing, for management, again, to be able to see what your students are on. Something else that I'm going to have you do, I'm going to do with you in just a minute or two, because I just want to show you some of the other things that we're doing here. So I asked some of the teachers for some feedback about some of the lessons that they're teaching currently in class, and I also wanted to talk a little bit about the training that we've done at the high school. So my computer just went off. Last year in June, we had Apple come in and they did some training with us for about 3.5 hours. So it's a mass staff training, but then over the summer, I trained 13 individuals who have been acting as experts at the high school to act as teacher leaders within the high school. So these are some of the activities that we did with the teachers, just doing some real life applications. So again, we didn't want just to be using the iPads for searching the internet. So creating some product-based things. They asked that I did not show you some of the videos that they made and those types of things because they felt, I think, a little, embarrassed. They didn't want everything broadcasted on Ustream here. But they were able to take this knowledge, transfer it back, and then when we came back to school, the teachers participated in the same things. And a lot of the tech assistants that we've had, they've been really great in creating their own quick starts, tutorials for the rest of the staff. If I go onto my computer here, we have, and I really don't want to play any of these because I don't want to hear my own voice right now, but of course my computer is giving me trouble today. But it won't pull up for me. I updated today, but on the high school website we put a bunch of quick start videos so that students and staff can go back and utilize those in order to find some of the things that they're trying to do. Just to give you some ideas, I got these from teachers, things that they're doing in class. So this is an English teacher. And one of the great things that you're seeing here, this is the stream of activities. And one of the things that I really like for the students as an organizational tool, every classroom, Google Classroom that they're enrolled in, it also puts on their calendar when they have assignments due. So this is really just a great organizational tool. Instead of having to write everything in an agenda book, it's all right there. A lot of the teachers have used the feature of signing up parents, guardians, case managers, to get alerts when they have assignments due, to remind them of an upcoming test if something's late where it was not turned in. It's just another great communication piece between us and the families that we're involved in. This particular teacher had done something really great, I thought, on the first day of school, and they had just done, we talked about this, increasing collaboration within class. So they made an entire class autobiography. So it's just the students' first names and just giving little snippets about themselves. But they worked in this one document, simultaneously to give a little bit of information about themselves so they could all be more comfortable and create that trusting atmosphere within the classroom. So I thought this was just a nice example during the first week of school, just getting started, of how we can use technology efficiently. So I'm going to now direct you a little bit. So in front of you, all of you inside of your iPad, you should have had one of these, but much smaller. Okay, and it's probably with your green piece of paper. So right now, so 2, 5, and 8 are waiting to unlock. The rest of you
I just had it next to it and already clicked on. I love this smart stuff. I have one. I would just never think again.
Well, don't say that, Billy, because you do want to think.
Well, I mean, it's within.
You're right.
So how do you know when you've done it, right? It's just
It'll be on it. Accepts it. Oh, you have to refresh it. Takes you to Adlet.com, yeah.
it looks like a camera, but
Your camera might have been locked, so you might have to unlock it. If you haven't used a QR code before, a lot of times when you go to the supermarket, they have QR code readers. But all of you should have been directed to a site now. And I think if you haven't gotten there, Anne's helping you right now. But the direction is pretty simple. Did you get there? Okay, so you have to put the cameras on.
Oh, Judy, yes.
Jody, have you done it already?
So what are we doing?
Okay, so now we need to.
Now, if you see in the lower right-hand corner, the plus sign, the plus, you're going to each make your own.
Oh, do I hit
Note.
install first?
And your assignment, what to do is written at the top. So
Wait,
just read-
do I hit install first?
Just ignore this. You can also do
Yeah, so I just put a few questions there, if you could just answer those.
And then you're going to click in there.
And there is extra credit, and this is what I was telling Billy, she can try to get the extra credit. Figure out how to do it. You ready, Cal? You can retry, which is a great thing, and another plus sign to try again.
Let me get to the next one.
Wait, I somehow got into dictation.
Sorry.
You're in the dictator.
Well, not anymore.
Can anything figure out how to put pictures?
Yeah, you said figure it out. All right, I can. So I'll do it. Can I take a picture of myself? Right?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Can't do a picture.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, how do you do that?
And this one-
I want one of those pens.
Oh. All right. There you go.
Oh, and
I'm talking about.
Flip that
yeah, if you want to edit your post, if you hit the three dots next to your name wherever you want to post it, then you can get back into your own personal post.
But how come my camera doesn't link up? From my device?
Your camera you might have had the settings on block automatically, because I think for the kids we might have that.
Oh, here. Take a photo.
Yeah.
Now I gotta switch this thing around. Oh my gosh, I hate selfies. I cannot do that.
Oh, now we're
Oh my
Much
gosh.
surprise.
So bad. Oh well.
I'll do it myself.
Like, say, I mean, I'm gonna get it from all angles.
Lights on that.
Look like we're paying attention?
So this is an activity we always do with our teaching staff during our in-service times, just so that they had another way to get feedback from students. You can set these up as a KWL chart, so you know, what you want to know, and what you've learned already. So this is just a nice way to interact with the students and for them to get the entire picture of what's going on. I can't get my internet. My internet.
You want me to do it on the one back here?
Sure.
Oh, I don't have one.
But then I can show you once we're done all the responses. And talking about training too with the students, one of the things that we're trying to do now, and I started going around and talking to students throughout the school day, in the writing lab and in the library, we're going to also have student experts. So students that are adept at using technology that can assist in the writing lab and in the library. So if there's a quick question, how do I post this to my Google Classroom? I don't know how to locate this in my Google Drive. Can you help me? We have teachers in there, but we also want to have students in there, and we're hoping that as time goes on, we can have a greater cohort of students that can be able to assist in their own classrooms to be able to broaden the amount of technology that's happening. So,
Lisa, real quick,
Sure.
about so you have 13 teachers that are tech experts in high school.
they're all Google certified. They've gone through the training cohort with me and with Ann. So we had gone for the Apple Academy training or the Apple Learning Specialist training, and we brought back some of that this summer to train them so that they had greater knowledge base of what we were trying to do, not just with the device, but with learning in general in the high school.
Now, are they on, so they're available for teachers to reach out to them?
Yeah.
Or do they come to the classroom immediately, or is it something
It's
that?
more right now where we have them based. So we have the professional development time in the morning and after school. So during those times, it's time for them to circulate around if they have questions. But they're also based in the writing lab and in the library.
Okay.
So teachers can stop in there, they can sign up with their classes. Students can go during their study hall, their lunch, anytime that they want for extra help.
And all the teachers have a list of those 13 experts
Yeah.
and everything?
And they've been working with them since last year, so I think we've got a lot of really positive feedback from the teaching staff that they're very happy that those individuals are there at their disposal to help.
So you're the carrying policy, right? If students show up and carry them home.
Mm-hmm.
So it's their responsibility to make sure they come charged.
Yes.
That'll be
So
a
far,
challenge.
so good.
That's
We
one
haven't-
thing students know how to do, at least. Right.
It's if they're going to remember to do it.
We have
Yeah.
not had that complaint so far from the teaching
Good.
staff, so the students have come prepared so far to classes or iPads. So it's a
choice
good
of
beginning,
phones
we're
are
hoping that they continue with it.
Quick question. When that will work, they press the button and nothing happens. To that attachment. Go in there. Nothing happens.
No, she's trying to add an attachment to it.
No, I was just saying, I never got it.
Well, it's one of those things now, I'm going to touch it and it's not going to work for me either. But it should work.
Okay.
Okay. Those things happen, and that's why we do have extra hands in school. For the amount of kids that we have, it is good for us to have more people trained. So we're hoping every month now just to do some brief updates with you of some of the great things that our teachers are doing in the classrooms with their students. There's a lot of enthusiasm from the teaching staff, so I'd say the vast majority of our teachers now are using Google Classroom as a dissemination and learning management system with the students, and they've been having really positive feedback from the kids.
Lisa, could you explain to the board what Google Classroom represents sort of conceptually?
Okay, so the difference here too, when we look at Apple Classroom versus the Google Classroom, Apple Classroom is more of a management device. So that was the orange one where I locked all of your screens and I can see what you're doing. Google Classroom is really, some of you might have heard of Schoology, Moodle, some of those other learning management sites, and really what it is dissemination piece. Okay, so the teacher is trying to give out activities, encourage collaboration, those types of things. That's where it would happen. It's a great organizational piece. So teachers a lot of times organize by units or by themes in their classroom, so that students can click on that and see all the different things that they would need to know. You can organize it by standards. I think a lot of our math teachers will do it by standards. So students reviewing for their keystone exam or end of unit exam, they can click on all the important things that they need to know for that one specific unit to review.
So it serves as a common means of accessing information as well as interacting with each other and the teacher.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's a great way for students to have communication with each other.
Right.
So there's definitely the ability within the platform for them to be able to comment to each other. Within all the Google platforms, one of the things that we loved about it as a school district is just the instantaneous feedback. So as a teacher is grading a student's paper, they're able to comment right away. So instead of having to wait a few days or a week, they can just during their prep period, just add some comments. The students can go back and revise. Send the teacher a quick message, say, I revised my rough draft, can you look at it again? So we're finding that turnaround time for grading and for students to be able to revise their work is much quicker.
We gave an iPad or distributed an iPad to every student. Could you share with the board the number of parents who didn't want to participate, didn't want to?
I would say at this point it's less than 0.1%.
Okay.
So we have 2,750 kids at the high school, and I think there are maybe 8 children right now that the parents are, we're speaking with to try to work those things out.
Right.
But it's a very, very, very minimal number of students.
Was there a fee if they were going to take a phone or whatever?
There is a technology fee, yes.
Okay. Have you given any thought to the fact that, I know that it's tougher the first year because of, your seniors under that. Well, let's say they get to the end of the first year. Is there any thought to let them buy these out, or we have set up a plan to buy it out that they can take what they have with them?
We wouldn't be able to do that, I don't believe, just because we are on a lease cycle. So then we would have to start, a new lease cycle for the incoming grade. So I think at this point we're just going to stick with that lease cycle and then move the one grade down to our outgoing seniors. Those would be refreshed, and we would give those to our incoming freshmen that year.
I was just thinking, if you have 100, 200 students out of everybody and say, hey, I'd like to buy it, it would help us get other new technology and the newer stuff.
Again, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but is there some specific reactions that you might recall from the people that you and the kids you observed getting their iPad? I mean, anything in particular, like, or was it just sort of like handing out a textbook?
I think a lot of people were just so amazed that it was so quick. We heard a lot of that and said, wow, we thought we were going to come on, Wednesday, but we heard it was so quick, so we came today. So we really didn't have any wait time, except for our very last night, because I think that was the night of our freshman orientation, and there were probably, about 400 freshmen there. But besides that, I would say most families had way below a 5-minute wait from start to finish. So it was a very, very quick process. We tried to streamline it for the families because we realized having to come in and get up with their child, sometimes it's difficult.
Sure.
So that was some of the most positive feedback we had. We had a lot of parents that they said they were just very happy because their child did not have a device at home to do the work.
Right.
So for this, they were just very grateful that their student had the opportunity.
Great.
You did a great job.
Oh,
The team did. I mean, it took like 3 minutes to get through.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't even 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Everyone was very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
So, any comments to be heard on academic items? Anybody? Okay. So, we had a presentation about the K-12 update, and we had a great interactive presentation about the iPad implementation, and thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. Is there any other business on the board? Is there anyone from the public to be heard on non-agenda items? Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn this meeting? Right. Okay, adjourn, 6:26. Okay. Yeah, nobody should. Oh, yeah, right.
You technically should.
Okay. Okay, so at this time, we are going to, the board is going to break for executive session, and then we will start this special, I'm going to say 10 minutes, maybe less, I'm trying not to go over that, and then we'll come back for the special meeting, okay? Just, you can hold all your questions till then, that'd be great. All right, board?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Right back. Don't take one out.
Yeah,
That would be nice, right?
All right, how are you?
Yeah.
Just calling you here to soccer team right now.
You can stay.
What's that? Too fast.
Everybody's different.
Derek's soccer. They played a half. We should start more, so he's people on the beach.
at 6:37. If that's under 10 minutes. If it's not, I'm going to move it back. So we did the pledge, we've got the roll call, say people are in the room. Fortunately, nobody left. No escaping today. Can we get President Pittibone on the phone? Please? Yes.
I put on my PC.
No, I don't. It'll
That's
just
based on
it'll curl up and fall off.
What is it? The fact that you know this number is my heart scares me. Hi, Mr. Pittibone, you're on speaker. I got you in the special committee meeting. Okay? We just called it adjourned at 6:37, so you didn't miss much. Okay. So the purpose of this meeting is voting on personnel items and any other matters properly presented. We are going to move number 4 above number 3 right now and ask if there's anyone from the public to comment on agenda items. Seeing none, works out beautifully. We're going to go to 3. Personnel. I need a motion for 3A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries with regrets on A. Sorry. Yes, regrets. Yes?
He's teasing you.
Oh. I mean, letter A, sorry. I thought maybe you had a concern now that. Listen, I'm on numbers mode. We just plugged into our iPad, so I was on 1, 2, 3 mode. Sorry. Okay, number 5. I need a motion for 5A.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, motion carries. Other business. I need a motion for 6A and B.
I'll make a motion for both.
Okay.
6D.
Yes.
In that agreement, under bullet number 4, the year should be changed from 2017, and there's 2 occurrences of it, to 2016.
Okay, can I get a second with those changes noted? Second, okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Number 7, is there any interested citizens on non-agenda items? Non-agenda items. Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, adjourn.